The next star coming on is Natalie Sabrina Dahl from Switzerland, and she's going to talk to JT about a shortcut to success by becoming a world-class speaker. Right. Let's give it up for Natalie, please.
So I want to tell you, all of you, speaking, everyone write this down, speaking equals branding. Branding equals credibility. Credibility equals power. Power equals influence. And influence equals access. Once you speak, right, then you're branded, because they don't have losers or broke people here, right? You automatically assume you're successful. And then once you do that, then you have credibility. So once you have credibility, you have power. What does power mean? You don't need to beg to do business with you. People beg you to give you money, give you deals, buy your shampoo. And then you have influence. You say things that matters, and then you have access backstage and all over the place. So a lot of people are afraid of public speaking. I think Elon Musk uses it to sell cars. Apple uses it to sell. Why should everybody be a speaker? And not necessarily a speaker on stage, but a speaker to promote themselves and promote their brands.
Because it's absolutely the fastest way to success. Because when you're up here, people immediately think that you're an expert, whether you are or not.
I want you to write this down. Instant authority. Write that down. Instant authority. I mean, it's just instant authority, which is very important to stand out from other people.
Yes, and it probably comes when you're back in school. The teacher in the front was the authority. So early on, we learned that this is the authority up there.
What about people who have a fear of public speaking? So I hear that all over the world. What advice do you tell people who have a fear of speaking?
Well, actually, the fear of public speaking stems from the fear of failure and the fear of looking stupid. People laughing at you, you're up here, you think, I might make a mistake. But mistakes are the only way we grow. It's just don't make them twice, as you always say.
I used to stutter from the age of 8 to 24. I was a stutterer from the age of 8 to 24. My first speech, there were 776 people. I only sold 16, which is not good, by the way. 10% is average. My second speech, my own event, 136, sold 3. My third event, 101, and sold 1. Then I did my first multi-speaker events, 10 speakers. I was the 9th speaker. I had 3 sales, lowest rated speaker. And I went from that to the #1 platform sales speaker in the world, right? So failure is part of it, right? It's not like it's just instantly you get it.
Yeah, and I think what you have mastered, what we can see with you, you're very, very present. So when you're very present, you get out of your head. That's what makes it easier.
I believe, and my philosophy, I don't know if you agree with me, that if you do anything 5 times, you eliminate any fear. Afraid of heights, jump out of an airplane 5 times. You're afraid of speaking, do it 5 times. We're always nervous the first time we try everything. And I personally think being a very well-polished speaker actually hurts you. Because people will then think, oh my God, he or she, no, that's easy for you to say. And I think it makes you more human. And at the end of the day, what you're speaking is you're helping them. People don't care how you sound. They care about speaking is, what are you going to do for me?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And so, let's say people never spoke. What's the first thing they had to do to become speakers?
Well, there's different types of speakers, and the most important part you need to start mastering and start practicing is to connect with the audience. And you connect with the audience not by being very self-centered and just about you or being just about the content, but by making it all about the audience. Yeah. Because that's what it's all about. It's about you guys. It's not about us up here. It's about you guys in the audience.
Which, by the way, it can be about you, and people will be inspired, but they're going to go home and they're not going to do business with you. I really think when you speak, you have to have the following letters in your brain. WIIFN, what's in it for me, means the audience. And I think that's one thing that I think you do very well in helping people get branded by speaking. I mean, if it wasn't a speaker, I wouldn't have met all those people that you saw earlier, right? If I wasn't a speaker, I never would have come to South Africa unless I came on holidays. I think the greatest thing that ever happened to me in my life was to be a speaker, and that was by accident. How did you get into speaking? Because I got into it by accident.
Yeah, me too, same thing. If you would have told me a couple of years back I would be on stage, I would say you're totally, absolutely out of your mind.
Because you also live in Switzerland, which is an amazing country, but people are very comfortable there.
Yeah, you're very comfortable, you can make good money, you don't have to do this, and I was totally terrified the first time I was on stage. The first program I put up, it was totally terrified.
So mine was horrible too.
So,
Everyone's gone through that process, I think. And then, by the way, I will tell you this, out of all the markets where I speak, South Africa, I made more money in South Africa at first than I did in America speaking. Okay? It's easier to fill rooms in South Africa than anybody else. I think this country is so hungry for content and great information. So if you want to be a speaker, you're literally in the right country. And also the rest of Africa is the wild, wild west of opportunity. It really is, right? And I think that's the difference, is that people are afraid. And you have nothing to afraid. Like, people want to be you. People want what you have. And if there's two property investors speaking, you know, this person has done 25 deals, the other person has done 25 deals, you speak about property, at the end, everyone's going to come to you, correct? Is there a lot of women say, I'm a woman speaker, I'm a woman coach, I'm a woman entrepreneur, I do women empowerment. I think that's not a good thing in the market right now, because I think the message it sends to women is that they can't sell Mel. And you're not like, men don't go, man speaker.
yeah. Why would you even have to mention that?
Right, I know, I'm not blind, like man coach. Right? No, but I'm a woman entrepreneur. And what is that psyche right now? Because if half your audience is men, half the audience is women, you just alienated half your audience.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you already have the women vote. You need to convince men. You already have the women vote. You need to convince men, but why is it we're seeing a lot of that stuff? Woman coach, woman entrepreneur, woman this, woman speaker.
I think that's to point out that women can do it, but this is just it's just creating the opposite. You're not helping yourself by doing that. Positioning yourself as a woman, you're just a speaker. You're a speaker like a man, it doesn't really make a difference.
And I always think, obviously, like I said, if you're a woman, people will buy you because they may think you're a woman and you're doing a good job. And I think the worst part, and correct me if I'm wrong, people love sharing their sad story on stage. And would you think that that's a good idea or a bad story when you're a speaker trying to get your brand across?
Well, what I think, every good story has a drop. So I was this, or now I'm here and I was there. It has a drop if it's a good story, but it doesn't have to be like a sob story where I cry on stage and everything is so sad and I want people to sympathize with me, but they're not going to buy from me if they sympathize.
It's really hard, guys. Worst thing you can do, and I agree with you, is your sad story. People will love you, but they won't buy you. You know, when you're selling a product or service from stage, if you're selling a product, it's the worst sound you can hear, because that's how people are paying you, right? Tears don't mean buyers. In fact, you'll get people go like, you changed my life, thank you, I'm so inspired. Did you buy my program? No. I love JT. Right? Because here's the thing, we have clients that have more sadder stories. We have clients with no arms, no legs, clients that a lot of problems. I think no one here in this room needs to share their sad story. I think people want to be the person you've become today. Right here in this room, the greatness that you have, that's who I want to see. The only time you use your story is someone gives you their story as an excuse. It's a counterattack, right? We're not defined by our sad story. We're defined by the people we become today. What final advice would you have for everybody? Give me your best tip. for us to succeed as a speaker or coach?
Well, I would say feel the fear and do it anyway.
Oh, wow, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Give her a big round of applause, everyone. Natalie.